Look, I've got the 41 pickup fired up. I'm going to go down and visit my mate Gavin. He's bought a new car. Let's go and have a look and see what he's got. Oh, doesn't want to go into second when it's cold. It's got thick oil in the gearbox. Oh, my camera gear's just gone on the floor. I was hoping it wasn't going to rain, but I can see a little bit on the windscreen. It's nice to get the old truck out in amongst all the modern traffic. Show people that, you know, not everything is run of the mill. Come out a second. Let's see if we can spot the hot rodder's house. Oops, my camera just fell out the door. Oh God. Caught your best side there, Gav. Yeah. Here we are at Gavin's. Look, he's bought a 5-window 32. I haven't seen this car. He's just bought it and it's been imported from the States.
Don't get too close.
It's a good 20-footer, is it, Gav?
A good 20-footer, if not more.
I'm going to try and maintain a little bit of social distancing, Gav, so we're going to be shouting at each other. Them are like truck rear lights, aren't they? Yeah. Okay, so here we are. Look, it's a 32 5-window coupe. Got a patch panel there, look. Rear fender well panel. What axle is it, Gav?
9-inch.
Okay, so them are like Ford, Chevy, dual pattern.
Yeah.
Do they take an early Ford hubcap?
I don't know, I don't think they do actually.
They look a bit big, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know, we've got the nibs on there.
Yeah, might do. We got a Dodge Red Ram Hemi. What gearbox is it, Gav?
80s Ford pickup.
Oh, it is Ford, is it?
Yeah, Ford, yeah.
Yeah.
4-speed
I think I've got one, you know.
with an overdrive. They're cool
Yeah.
little,
Yeah.
cool little gearbox, to be fair.
Yeah. So it's like 3-speed, but 4th is an overdrive.
Fourth is an overdrive,
Yeah. Oh yeah, cool. Oh God.
Yeah.
They look like the ones on my pickup, you know.
I've only got a pair. Obviously I've got mixed PCDs and I've got 5 on 4.
Yeah. But at least the hubcaps fit.
Yeah, so
Dodge Red Ram. Deuce grill.
and it runs as well.
It runs?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Oh wow. There's your bonus cold start. You can see it. You can see it pull the alternator down, can't you? Yeah. If you rev it up and watch the alternator, see it flex it down. It needs that bottom mount beefing up, doesn't it? See there, look, you could put a strap from there up to the end of that bolt there. Zing. the belt's slipping and all, isn't it? Yeah. So it's a repro frame, you say?
Repro frame, tubular centre members.
Yeah. Original body.
Original, rather rough body.
This has been all codged up in it, Gav.
Yeah, it ain't the best, is it?
So this, do you think this is, what's going on here? It should have like a curve slightly the other way, shouldn't it? Or at least straight.
Well, it looks like, yeah, it looks like it's sort of split it to try and get it to fit, I don't know.
Do you think somebody's cut the cowl off another car? No, I don't know.
Possibly. Well, it looks like they've come down and then gone down from there.
Yeah, maybe this piece and this piece is from a different
Yeah,
car.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah,
But you can get that whole panel from there,
yeah,
from United Pacific.
yeah.
So that's what I might
Yeah, look, because this doesn't appear to have been joined, does it?
do. No.
Yeah, okay. My understanding from what Gavin told me is that this was some, you know, the chap that had it was building it or had built it, died basically. So this was bought from his widow. So there's lots of things on it that you know, need, well, you know, reworking. So one of the few of the things aren't particularly pretty. I don't know what's going on there, Gav, do you?
What's that?
Hang on a minute, Gav. Is that rubber there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So this is solidly mounted to the chassis then?
Yeah, and we've got single rubber, and obviously these are in there to try and stop the wobble, because obviously
Yeah.
the gearbox is only on a centre rubber as well.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
don't have anything
yeah,
there.
yeah.
But Speedway sell a hairstyle mount, so you
Yeah.
can have a biscuit on a mount there. Go to the trouble of making all this box section.
That's a bit of unistrut down there, isn't it?
Think of $100, you can get the
Yeah,
hairstyle mount
yeah,
from
yeah.
Speedway, you know.
Yeah.
Whether I keep that engine, I don't know.
But that, you got a bolt missing there, isn't it? That's supposed to pull the cowl down, isn't it?
There's a punch in the other side.
How is that?
There's a steel
Oh
punch.
shit.
Just to line it up.
Oh god. Yeah, bloody hell. Oh, well, that's a bonus then.
Get a
Free
punch with it,
tools.
free punch with it.
Free tools. What's oh, so looks like the bottom half of the firewall has been kind of heated and bent down straight and then filled in.
Yeah, it looks like
So it's created like a V shape here, hasn't it? And that's been filled in. Sits in there nice though, doesn't it?
it does, yeah. It's quite a cool little motor, really.
Yeah.
But whether it's gonna
That's
be
the problem,
powerful-
innit? It's a cool little
It's
motor,
a cool
innit?
little motor. It's about 150 brake. It has been rebuilt. It's got a custom grind cam from what I've been
Yeah.
told.
I mean, what are these, Gav, do you reckon? Like 37, 39?
I think so, yeah. The front end looks to be set up pretty good. I don't know whether the axle's aftermarket or whether it's been. I think it is aftermarket. I don't know if it's been original dropped. There's no casting in the middle. There's no like Super Bowl logo in the middle or anything like that. The drop looks a little bit too.
It looks a bit. No,
Do you not think? I wasn't sure.
it looks
No,
a bit.
actually,
It looks a bit Dago-ish to me, because you know they tend to be a bit kind of. They tend to be a bit chunky here, don't they? And come up then. I think that's a dropped axle. You might even find a Ford part number on it, like all distorted somewhere. Don't know. I'm just saying to Gavin that, you know, it'd be nice to change the lights, because these are nothing special, are they? Be easy enough to weld that up though, wouldn't it, and put another one in.
Some Pontiac lights or
Yeah.
39 drop.
And that's the 32 tank's alright, is it, Gav?
Yeah, seems sound.
Has it got a bumper? Have you took that off, or?
Hasn't got a rear bumper. I had a front one with it.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't have enough room to get both cars in, so I had to undo it.
Yeah, so you might as well just undo the other bolt, mightn't you, and
Yeah, I'll
just
whip them off.
leave it like that. Semi-elliptics which kind of, well, okay, that's what it's got.
Yeah, I think Poses used to do a parallel leaf kit, and I think it's one of them. To be fair, it looks well done.
The thing is though, it's like you can imagine if like it's a straight rod with fenders.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't see any of that, would you? But on a high boy, yeah, it's a bit more on the open, innit? Out in the open. So that needs a bit of the floor's all right because it's all new, innit? Yeah. Well, everything's only tacked in, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, rumble seat.
Yeah, I'll probably switch it to conventional local.
To a truck. Yeah, because look, Gav, you've got your hinge points there.
It's just a pain in the arse trying to get in there.
Yeah, oh, it's hopeless, isn't it? You've got the hinge points there, look.
Yeah,
and it looks like it looks like this probably was a trunk.
I think
although it's got that there, yeah, maybe oh, I don't know. Yeah. It ain't got the latch anyway, has it? I mean, these have been welded in. Look at these are solid. This has all been fabricated up, isn't it, Gav? Because that would never be that wide, would it, normally? See how it's rubbing there, look? Yeah. Hang on, let's put it shut. Oh, that's touching the floor. Oh, it does reach. Okay. That's alright, actually. Yeah. Open it up again. Does it latch?
No.
So that
it's got a little bump stop there.
Yeah.
As I say, these are.
Yeah.
It'll go to
again, it's like what you'd have to say was the guy that was building it never finished it.
No, I don't think so.
So, you know, it's
all these structures have to be.
If you think about it, if you're building something and you're in ill health and, you know, let's face it, you know, close to death, how are you going to summon up top quality build skills? You ain't going to do it, are you? You're going to be struggling at every turn, aren't you? Yeah. And it's got a seat.
It's got a seat.
So these sub rails must be new then. Are they like United Pacific or something like that?
Probably, yeah. I'd have thought so. They do most of the stuff, don't they?
Seems to stop at that point there, down there, look. Seems to stop there, doesn't it? But, you know, at the end of the day, it's a 5-window coupe, isn't it? I'd love a 5-window coupe, actually. The roof looks a bit flat, doesn't it, Gav? You know, the profile. It ain't got no crown to it.
It's got a few dings and dents.
Yeah, that needs all.
I'll just take that.
You know, that needs kind of cutting out, and then the whole thing wants pushing up, you know, and get a crown, some sort of a crown into it.
Like underneath, so.
Well, you know, on mine, Gav, I use like Mondeo bonnet.
Yeah. Got the right curve in it.
Yeah, turn round backwards. I'm sure that would give you more of a shape. Has it got the wood, has it?
Yeah.
Oh well.
I might go for a vinyl kit.
But you can see, Gav, look, it's been pushed down. See, it ain't got the curve.
Yeah, yeah.
It all needs popping out and pushing up. Oh, and it's got all the wood inside.
Yeah, it's all window regulators, all that.
Yeah.
Garnish mouldings, I've got all round.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah, good.
Brand new wings gauges.
Yeah, yeah, the gauges are nice. Dash is nice, isn't it?
They don't all stick with the wood effect. The insert's a bit billy too, but.
Yeah.
40 wheel.
40 standard, yeah. Oh, well, do you know, I've got exactly that same column drop. It came with my Sedan. So the gear stick's kind of bent specifically to get in the way of your knee.
Basically, yeah.
So here's your brakes then. So it's dual cylinder but not power. But it's a bit funny that though, isn't it, Gav? Because they ain't put the pedals square to the car. They've put them square to the rail. So it's
room for the clutch cylinder. So that's ended up on the
So to be honest,
that's all coming out.
Yeah, you'd do better to cut that out, wouldn't you? And just, if you want to stick with it, but hinge it round and put the clutch cylinder down alongside there. And then the floor's like some angle, which could come out all right, couldn't it? It could be done okay. I don't know why they've scooted it up at an angle. If you didn't have that lever on the clutch pedal, you know, you could probably bring that floor down flat, couldn't you? You want that floor flat, don't you? Not coming up at an angle and then come up at an angle further down. There's plenty of potential, isn't there, Gav?
Yeah, I think so. It's all got to come
some
apart.
funky old, looks like 50s upholstery in the on the seat.
Yeah, I don't know where the seats come from. It's
No.
obviously got a story to tell. Someone
Yeah.
down the line.
Yeah. What steering?
Vegas style.
Oh yeah.
Ferguson or one, I don't know. Well, you give it a bit of a waggle up and down soon.
Oh God. Look, watch this, look. Well, it's only because this ain't bolted in, but...
There's just a pipe clamp.
Yeah, I can see it, yeah. Oh God, yeah.
But
Yeah,
the steering's
okay.
really light compared to the Sedan.
Look at the doors, though, Gav. The door looks alright, doesn't it?
Yeah. These are full now.
Yeah, them are new.
The regulators and stuff.
Do you know something, Gav? When you consider what people pay just for a body,
No, I know. That's what I've got to tell myself, you know.
and when you consider what people pay just for a, you know, like a wreck of a body, and you consider the people that take, like, you know, they start off with a quarter and that bit of the roof, and they find the other bit from somewhere else, and, you know, Gav, I think it's got a great presence, you know what I mean? Don't you? Stand looking here at it, it looks great, you know, and like, you could do like tuppenny halfpenny jobs, like a new pair of lights on the back, couldn't you? It's unchopped as well. Yes, I like that, you know. I like that, don't you? Yeah. No, I like that. Well, I wouldn't. I'd keep it like that. But hey, who am I? I'm just some schmuck from up the road. Yeah, I'm a restorer, yeah. I don't like your wishbone mounts. They look a bit weedy, don't they? Do you think? Do you know, if I was doing them, I'd put them the other way around and have the wishbone coming in, just so you're coming in at more of an angle. Why stretch them out so far? Because you're bound to... You got this rubbing here, haven't you? You got that rubbing.
Yeah, I'll put them further in.
So this needs sorting out, doesn't it? This is no good.
Yeah, as I say, whether I keep that motor or not. If I keep the motor, I'll get a hairstyle mount.
It's got shocks. That's good.
Yeah.
So I've got a bit of a bee in my bonnet about shocks lately. Yeah. I can't understand why everybody does it so simply, and I make such a meal of
I know,
it.
they've just gone straight for it. Whether that's strong enough in single shear, I don't know. I guess it would be.
You know what I'm like though. I'm bloody hell. You know, get me to do it, and it'll take me at least 6 months. You'd be stuffed, wouldn't you, for doing any other steering other than that, wouldn't you?
I think so.
And this could be tidied up, couldn't it? You know, I mean, you need new hoses anyway.
I'll be doing a whole new brake line.
You can get them from Rock Auto. Yeah, and that clutch cylinder can be moved. Does the ratio seem all right on the release of the clutch?
Doesn't seem too bad.
So if you work to the same kind of ratios, and maybe even use that cylinder, or use something.
Yeah, I'll get some
You don't even know what that cylinder is, do you? Let's just do a little overall look-see then. There's the truck. That's the darling of the fleet. Here we are, Gavin's Hot Rod Haven. There's the Sedan there. Here's the new acquisition, which is a work in progress. You have to look upon these things as basically you've bought a kit of parts, some of which will get reused, some of which won't. I like it, Gavin. It's got a great sort of style in it.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, get rid of them bumper brackets off the back, and yeah, I like it. Do you reckon that bonnet's a bit... Do you reckon the body's a bit up at the back or something, Gav? Because the bonnet looks a bit uphill.
ideas, to be fair.
You know what I mean? Can you see what I'm kind of getting at? The cowl and the bonnet and the grille look a bit stunted.
Tilting forward like that.
Yeah.
So the bottom of the grill needs pulling out. I don't know whether this cowl, if you look at that cowl there, I think that should be slightly straighter.
I'm thinking the back of the body wants to come down a bit, Gav. You know what I mean? This here shouldn't have that much gap.
That much gap?
Well, I don't think so. It's tighter than that on my Sedan.
What can we do?
You need to get some reference dimensions, don't you? I can see the garnish mouldings in the back now. Do you reckon they are chrome? They're going to be chrome. They ain't going to be stainless, are they? Oh, do you know something, Gav? I reckon they're an aluminium casting.
Oh, it might be.
You have a look from this side.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? I know I've got the
Oh
two,
well, at least it's got some.
yeah, I've got the two door ones. They're definitely aluminium cast.
Just having a look with Gavin, and I said, you know, the pillars don't look too bright, and then I had a look, and you can see actually this must have been a deeply channeled body at some point. You can just put your finger on that thing there, Gav, where that would have been the level of the floor there. That's why it's had so much kind of work done to, and the same here, I think. I can't see it so well there, but you can see it here as well. So all this has been fabricated. It's a survivor. Yeah, the body's a survivor, yeah.
Parked in 56.
Yeah. Still got the wood in the body there, and the tack rail there for the trim. Oh, that's amazing, the history. I mean, you know, and you can see here this was obviously orange at one point, bright orange. So if anybody knows of a deeply channeled orange 5-window in the Oshkosh area, Wisconsin, Gavin would be interested in hearing from you. Looks tough, doesn't it? Rough and tough.
Tough or rough?
Rough and tough. For sale. Oh well, if anybody's in the UK and fancies buying this, Gavin, I can put you in touch with Gavin. Got the Buick.
One careful owner.
15 careless ones.
Yeah, never raced or rallied.
Never raced or rallied. Well, except when you check the video evidence. Okay, I'm going to wind it up at that. Thanks, Gav, for giving us a tour of the new baby. I think it's got great potential. Thanks a lot then. Cheers. Bye. Hello. I've just managed to do a little bit on the 32. I modified these brake back plates quite a while ago, and these the grease catchers, and I've only just bolted them on. I've used the same nuts that I used on there, the deformed thread locking nuts. I think they look quite neat, to be honest. And what I did, I bought some paint. Because this was bare metal here, because, you know, where I ground it, I thought it would be a good idea to just put a little bit of paint on it. So I just bought some paint there. No, I don't think it's much good, to be honest, but, you know, better than nothing, isn't it? So I just kind of dusted that area there just to stop it being bright bare metal. So this side can go on now, but because I had a little break, you know, things like the nuts that I was using. I couldn't find them, so it took me ages to find the nuts. So this one can go on here, like that, and I can bolt it together. I got these two wheel cylinders, and I thought, and they're Industry Argentina cylinders, and I thought I would use them on my 32 on the front. I've just took this one apart and I'm having a close look at it, and I can see a little crater in the bore. Can you see that little speck in the bore there? That don't look good, does it actually? Now I'm looking at it more closely. So I'd say that I'd rather not use that. I wouldn't say these bores are perfect, but they'd look okay. They look good enough. Okay, so that one would actually be okay. I've got two more over here that I bought with some parts. Hopefully these should be okay. The mis-drilling of the cylinders, from my experience, appears to be limited to the rear cylinders. .35mm, that says. That's interesting, isn't it? So it's 35mm bigger or smaller than 1 3/8. I'm looking up the bore with a light behind it. It's a good way of inspecting a bore. Okay. Okay, you don't really need to see up the bore, but it looks okay. It looks great. Let me just do a little quick calculation. If you can't remember the number for a fraction, just do 3 divided by 8 equals, so that's 0.375, plus 1, that's 1 3/8 equals, and then it's times 25.4 to give you millimetres equals 34.925. It's as close as you need. Okay, so that's okay, 35mm. Okay, just wanted to check that. Okay, so that's all right. So let's just assemble it back up then. Put a bit of grease on it. Yeah, I'm a bit happier using these ones, I think. There isn't normally a problem with buying front cylinders. They don't have that same wrong drilling problem that the rears can have. Good job I wasn't banking on those ones there. They'll probably be alright, but if I've got a better one, why risk using the ones that don't look as good? I don't think the Argentinian ones have got a particular good reputation. That's alright, isn't it? And I've inspected it, everything looks fine. So that's good, we'll go with that. Here's the other one. Still in the packing. Check that they're a pair. So I need to find some nice bolts, get those all cleaned up, and then these can be fitted up to the backing plates. I don't like just taking something and bolting it on. I'd rather have a quick look first. I mean, these were the ones that were on the car, and I was going to use these, and you know, they may have been okay. The one is certainly okay. The other one has a little nick in the bore, so who knows? You know, you just don't know, do you? But why use it if you don't need to? I'll add it to all the other pile of stuff that I've got that's not quite good enough. Okay, there we go. Nice pair of cylinders for the front of the 32. Okay, sorted out some bolts that are the original sort of bolts, and sorted out some spring washers, and I've cleaned the bolts up. And I'm just gonna, this is the one for this side, big end of the cylinder to the front. So I'm just gonna give this a little dust in on the back here. This isn't particularly quick drying paint actually, but this will just get sandwiched in. No need to be too critical. That can just go there like that. There's one of the bolts, nice old, you know, original type bolts. Better than using a modern one, you know, with all the writing on the head. There's a little bit of writing on some of the heads of these, but not, you know, like the modern ones with all the strength rating on and things like that. Now, because these are hidden in the wheel, I'll just give them another little dust over with the black paint just to protect them a bit. And do the same on the other side. I don't know if you need to see that, but I'll bring you around anyway. You know, why not? When somebody comes to take this off in years' time, they think, why does this appear to be glued in place? That'd be the wet paint then. Okay, lovely. Not a lot to it, is there really, I suppose? So there's the cylinders fitted. At least that's a little start and another little step in the right direction. Okay, thanks for watching then. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Hello. I'm boring the Ol''59 Flatty. I've set it up on the stand there, and I've bored 1, 2, 3 cylinders, and I'm boring the 4th here, cylinder number 4. I'm starting on the bank 1 to 4. Unfortunately, I've hit a stumbling block. If you look down that cylinder, can you see down there that there is a crack there? Can you see it? There's a scratch by the side of it, that's where I drew the tool out, but there's a crack running down there. Now, that's obviously a massive problem. Okay, just to clarify, I'm boring for liners. All these bores are quite bad. Well, some of them are quite bad. So I'm going to bore them all for liners, like I did on the crusty Flatty. Now, the thing is, what do I do with this one? Do I just ignore it, carry on regardless, put the liner in, and cross my fingers, or do I try and do something beforehand, like for instance braze it up, or do I carry on but then take extra steps with this one with regards to sealant and things like that? If I do nothing and just carry on and pretend it never happened, I could then put some sort of a stop leak treatment in after the event. So yeah, I'm trying to make my mind up what to do. One of the suggestions has been to braze it. So I might have a go at doing that. I would need to set it up in such a position so that that crack is at the bottom, and then kind of gouge it out and kind of V it out, possibly drill the ends, or at least make a round depression at the end. I mean, it'd be hard to drill. But if I'm going to do that, what I think I need to do is to go closer to the finished size first, and then bore it to the finished size afterwards. I mean, the other thing is that I could do is just completely abandon the whole job. In other words, it's broke now. Just abandon it and forget it and just leave the block on one side. But if it's broke, I can't break it anymore by trying to fix it, can I? And I might fix it, and it would cost next to nothing to try and braze it. I've already bought the liners, so I'm already out of pocket for the liners and the original cost of the engine. And the most annoying thing is that I created this crack by hammering the piston out. So there's a lesson learnt. I feel rather humbled by that and embarrassed, but you know, hey ho, you learn by your mistakes, don't you? The people that never do anything never make a mistake. Okay, so that's rather depressing. I can't quite remember what bore I'd got to on this. I need to go to 3.44. So what I think I'll do, I'll go to 3.40. That'll leave me 40 thou to take off. And if you think about it, that's 20 thou on that wall, so it's 0.5 millimetre. So if I V it all out, making sure that the V is deeper than 0.5 millimetre, I'll try and put some braze into it. I mean, I might not be able to do it, I don't know. I'll do my best to braze it, and then I'll continue to bore to 3.44. Simple. Right, okay. It's already broken, I can't break it any more than it is. Well, I can do, but... So I'm going to try and just lay some braze in there. So I need to position this so that that's downwards. So I need to kind of flip it over and around somehow. There's a hole in that bore at the bottom. That's gone through to the water jacket right at the bottom down there. That isn't a spot, that's a hole. As you get to that size for the liners, it does get through to the water jacket here and there. I mean, what's the difference between that and the one with the crack? There's a big difference, isn't there? This will support the liner better. At least it's not directly in on the thrust face. Just going a bit mad with this die grinder. And that's where I've V'd out the crack there, look. And I've gone through there. Now, you probably can't see it, but I can see with my good glasses on that that crack does go all the way down to that bottom face there, down to that bottom deck, which is a bit of a worry. So I might need to chase that around the corner and braze it on the other side as well. But I'll treat that as a separate job. So I'm going to try and set this up, get this in a position where I can have that horizontally, you know, try and make things easy for myself and build some braze up on there. You never know till you try, do you? You just never know. I was just thinking that if it was kind of held together, it would be better than just if it was left as a split. All right, okay. Let's see what I can do. Hello. Right, I'm going to have a go at brazing this thing. Brazing isn't something I've done a lot of. I've got the heat gun warming up that area there. Oh, I've got the block positioned so that that piece is more or less horizontal. I'm just kind of preheating that area. Now bear in mind, I'm not brazing this for the piston to ride up and down, and I'm just brazing it to strengthen it so it's base material for the liner to sit in, the sleeve to sit in. I've mixed up some flux here. Right, okay Mark, come on, get it together. There's the braze all laid in. Hope it's alright. What I don't want it to do is crack as it cools. So I've got to think of a way of letting it cool down now. I mean, you know, even if it doesn't hold it 100%, if it's held some of it together over some of the length of it, it will be better than it was. Who knows? I think it's the heating and cooling of it that's the critical thing. I did just hear a noise that sounded like a crack. I don't know. You know what I mean? It could be, couldn't it? I suppose if it ends up with a smaller crack than it started with, it's still a good result. I'll just leave that running for a bit. I'll go and have a cup of tea. Right, I'll see you in a bit.